Hello, sexy. My name is Jake Graham, and welcome to Draw My Life. I'm going to draw my life for you, which, for any of you who know how I draw, is going to be very entertaining because I can't draw for shit. This is going to be fucking awful. So prepare yourself. I was born on the 24th of the 11th, 1987. There's my mother there. She pushed me out of her vagina, and then there I was, in the world, existing and stuff. Great. Good news for everyone. When I was born, just after I was born, my mum and dad split up. They didn't want to be together anymore, and it scarred me for life. It didn't, actually. The thought of them being together still sickens and confuses me to this day. It's mental. Anyway, mother, after a couple of years, had another one, and he was called Leo, my little brother. When mother just had Leo, she had a few problems, which I'm not going to go into now, and I don't actually know the full details of it because I just don't talk about anything to anyone. But me and Leo basically had to go with our respective dads. My dad moved around the corner with me. Leo's dad moved to London with him. I didn't mind because I love my dad. He's brilliant. So I had a nice time, I think. Not that I can really remember any of it. And then, apparently, I went back to my mum. I think I was about 7. Could have been 4, no idea. My concept of time in these years is really bad and awful. Anyway, I went to school. The school was called St Mary's, and I liked it there. It was nice. My sisters have all gone there, and it's like our family primary school. I don't have many memories of it, really, to be honest, but I know I was content and happy and all that, because it's primary, innit? You have a nice time. Secondary school, though, different story. It was called Brookhill Park, and to be fair, it was in a nice place and it was a nice school, and I didn't exactly have like the most hellish, awful years there like some people have. I wasn't bullied and any of that, but I was just a bit of a rubbish teenager, and I didn't really have an individuality or personality to myself, so I was a bit bored and lonely, and just wish I could go back in time and tell that kid to just have something about him and be more interesting and exciting. At home, though, I was getting spoilt because I was basically, an only child because Leo wasn't around very much, and even my grandparents only really had me around. So I just got presents and attention and love and all that stuff until I started getting loads of cousins everywhere. They were just being born all over the place, and within 10 years, my grandparents had about another 11 grandchildren. So my attention was all gone. The Grahams are taking over the world. 2 of those grandchildren were my sisters Eve and Hannah, who I love very much. They're both very different, but in great ways, and it's really fun seeing them grow up and that. Talking of sisters, my mum had one out of her vagina. She's always got having bloody children out of her vagina. Can't stop, can she? She had 3. This one was called Grace, and I kind of helped to bring her up in a way, and I feel very protective over her, and I love her more than anyone could ever know in the world. She's incredible and amazing, even though she is 15 now, a bit annoying. Anyway, when I was sort of 14, 15, 16, I wasn't very happy. I got fat. I used to eat, I think, to comfort myself, which I still do to this day. I realised if I'm annoyed or stressed, I go out and buy ice cream. It makes me feel better. But I got fat. I was lonely. I was rubbish. I was a pointless teenager. I had hypochondria. It was all rubbish. Until I went to sixth form and my face looked like this. I loved sixth form. I loved the freedom. I loved being able to wear my own clothes. I loved the people that I met there most of all. They are the most important people, some of the most important people in my whole entire life, because they kind of saved me. That's Lewis Cook there on the left, and on the right is Katie Chin, the 2 most important people from the group of friends that I met in sixth form who changed my life. And one of the main reasons that they changed my life is because one night on MSN, where we all used to talk back in the day, MSN, God, it makes me feel old that I used to go on MSN. That is ridiculous, isn't it? Something technological now makes me feel old. Anyway, on MSN, I decided, whilst talking to Lewis, that I would come out as a homosexual. And we had the most fun summer ever, me and my friends, just me being able to be myself and be gay with my friends, and that was amazing. So at the end of summer, I decided to do the same with my family. I told my mum, my dad and my auntie, and then just let it all go down the grapevine, and they told everyone, and everyone found out, and everyone knew before Christmas that year, and it just felt really nice, and I felt really free and really bloody happy. So I started being a bit more individual and a bit more myself. I grew my hair a bit. I used to wear kind of fun little necklaces and stuff like that. I just had more to myself, and I felt more myself, and I felt much happier. So there's me and Katie having a nice time. Sadly, Lewis drifted away from us. There's many reasons for that, and all too long and boring to go into now, but we were really sad about it, and I still to this day kind of regret letting it happen, because Lewis was a lot of fun and a really important part of who I am today. So yeah, I am kind of forever sad about that, because we never properly sorted that out in the way that would have been nice. Anyway, me and Katie went on without Lewis, sadly, and met a young lady called Holly Millard, who I very quickly fell deeply in love with, and we became incredibly good and incredibly close friends. Then I started working at a place called Hive Bay Seafood Restaurant, and I don't think there are many people in the world who end up getting a job that becomes so important to them. I met some of my bestest, most closest, most fantastic and amazing friends there. I met Robert Dennis, I met Chloe Dance, I met Lauren Hillary, Bailey Ray, I met Sally Kirkbags, I met Lucy Bruff, I met Rebecca Alderson, and I met a young man known as Jamie Warnes. All of those people are now my closest and most dearest and wonderful friends, and if Hive Bay hadn't existed, I wouldn't have met them. So it is one of the most important places in my life, and the memories from there will stay with me forever and ever. It was absolutely incredible. Jamie is important because to this day, he's the only person I've ever truly, properly been in crazy, actual love with. Annoyingly, he is a heterosexual man, so that didn't work out too well. But because he's such an incredible human being, we've never let that get between our friendship, and that's so important to me. And just, he's a great person. And even though you might think, oh, sad because he made me sad and all of that stuff, actually, the way he was throughout this whole long, stressful, intense experience was incredible, and I love him dearly forever. But not in that way anymore. I'm over it. I'm sorted. Don't worry, guys. Don't worry. Anyway, there's London. Look how good London looks. And me and Holly Millard moved to London, and that was the best thing I ever did. So happy. I'm still sitting in London now talking to you. Also, Robert Dennis moved to London because he was at uni, so we became what is now known the world over as the London Crew. The best crew you'll ever see. Me, Holly and Rob painted London red on a regular basis. I started working at Camden Kitchen in London, and I can't go into everyone I've met there. I met so many cool, amazing people, but three of them in particular are Louise, my manager, who is like my London mum, and she looks after me, and I love her very much, and Paul, off of Scotland, who's amazing, and Samir, off of Italy, who is also amazing. Those three in particular, I'm really, 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 really happy to have in my life, and I love all three of them very much, and I wish I could see at least Samir, all of them. I wish I could see all of them more, but Samir mostly, because he's a bit useless and I never see him. Anyway, this is me. This is how I started to wear my hair a bit more spiky, spiky in London, and it's still like that now. I started working for a show called Chatty Man, and just enjoying all being exciting and working in TV. It's what I moved to London for. It finally started happening in 2011, and I was very, very excited about it and very, very pleased. And then I started working on a show called 8 out of 10 Cats as a studio runner, and that in the future was to become very important indeed. In 2012, I was feeling a bit lost. I'd still only ever had studio running work. I was looking for a full-time job, and I was feeling a bit down and confused and lost. So I did drugs on the New Year's Eve of 2012, only once, and then again another time. And I also had sex more using social networking app Grindr, which was sad, but also it was fun. So there's a smiley face too. But yeah, I kind of went off the rails in a weird way, and got a bit lost and stuff. But I didn't have long to get lost, because something brought me straight back down to earth in 2012. And that was the tragic, awful, upsetting, and ultimately incredibly shocking and confusing news that my friend Becky sadly died in a car accident. It shocked me to the core, and I didn't know what to do. I can't cope, and one of the worst parts of that was seeing my friends sad, because that just made it even worse. I care about them all so much, and seeing them sad was awful, and it was an awful, horrible experience. And we all got through it in the end. And yeah, what I took from it is moving forward. I didn't want to let it upset me and be sad forever and ever and let it bring me down. I kind of felt Becky's spirit and used her proactivity and moved forward, and enjoyed London. I got a full-time job on 8 out of 10 Cats from the way that I felt that I should move on with my life and get off my arse and sort my life out in respect to Becky. And I still completely hold her responsible for me sorting my life out in that way. Yeah, I've also got an amazing family. I've got amazing friends. I love TV. I love having fun. And then I found YouTube, which isn't a massive part of my life because I'm not a huge YouTuber, but I fucking love YouTube. It's incredible, and I'm really glad I found it because it is a major part of my life now. I watch so much of it, and I adore it. Anyway, yeah, there's me, there's money. I've never got any of it, but I've still got a smile on my face because money, in the end, means nothing to me, and it's the only thing that's probably a bit bad about my life. Anyway, that's my draw of my life. Bye!